For the enforcers, number 33 in green and white is Kim Hart, the avowed leader of the Nevada Hot Dice Show Girls. Both of these women love to be in the center of attention, and you see the contrasting styles. Hart with a wide-open base skating, Gunnan with the short, contrite, speedy style. Now, Hart trying to get by Karen Magnuson, and Magnuson puts her down with an elbow. Kim Hart frustrated. You see Magnuson sends Sabron into the railing. Gunnan goes past her for 1 point. Now as they come around, Gunnan trying to come up for more. And a good job of Laurel Weintraub keeping Karen Magnuson from getting by. Gunnan finally cuts off the jam, but not before tying this one up at 3.
Well, and what the enforcers did, Ken, was they stuck with their talent, which is let Karen Magnuson do the blocking and Heather Gunnan do the scoring as the jammer. In recent weeks, in recent games, we've seen Heather Gunnan trying to play a little bit more of a power game. It hasn't worked. Right there, they stuck with what got them here, and it did work for them, and they scored the point.
Very good point. In fact, buddy, we talked about last time the enforcers were just off their game. I would imagine the fact that Founders Cup is coming up, really, we're seeing them refocus.
Oh, they're focused. You can tell that. And I'll tell you something else you'll notice. There's a lot of hard hitting going out there, especially when these jammers match up.
And right now, it's number 37, Mandy Osborne out for the Nevada Hot Dice. Vicky McEwen goes down from a big elbow from Shelley Rosell. And now it's Mindy Smith and Shelley Rosell. We're all knotted up at 3 apiece. Rather, it's Mandy Osborne as they come around number 37. And now Shelley Rosell, a very physical jammer, puts her down, pauses to celebrate. Look at Janet Abraham. Oh, Abraham completely mistimed the block. I don't know what she was doing. Now finally is able to drop one of the hot dice. I don't know, something went wrong on the playmaking of the New York enforcers. Just as we talk about New York being refocused, Abraham completely mistimed it, allowed the Nevada Hot Dice to pick up 2 points to go out in front.
Well, Janet Abraham looked like the entrance to the Holland Tunnel out there. One of her teammates goes through. Okay, go ahead. And the next one, she closed the bridge and totally annihilated one of the hot dice. Janet Abraham, whether she's doing good or doing wrong, Ken, she does it with style.
I can't blame Shelley Rosell. I wouldn't want to tangle with Janet Abraham either. She was my teammate. Heads up play, Shelley Rosell going low. Janet Abraham goes right back in the penalty box. But right now, the Nevada Hot Dice lead this one by a score of 5-3. Nevada again comes out 33. Kim Hart trying to reach around and give Mindy Smith a whip, and a good job of right now Heather Gunnan getting between the two to prevent the whip, and once again she's doing it. And on the other side of the coin, the Hot Dice doing a good job of keeping Gunnan blocked in, and now finally a double block combined allows Gunnan to go down, and the Nevada Hot Dice closing in. Once again, you see this is Katie Cooper now, number 38, back to block for the Nevada Hot Dice. A great opportunity. Hart now looking for a reverse whip and gets it exactly, and both the jammers go by. One goes high, one goes low, and it's 2 points apiece. 4 points for Mindy Smith and Kim Hart, and the Nevada Hot Dice lead it 9-3.
Well, and a couple jams ago, Ken, we saw the New York enforcers with the tandem of Heather Gunnan and Karen Magnuson playing their game. Right there, you saw the showgirl sizzle with Kim Hart give the whip and score some points with Mindy Smith, and the showgirls and the Hot Dice are going with their strengths. Both teams seem to have really come to play and are trying to get some of that momentum you talked about going into the Founders Cup.
And now we run out of time. Mindy Smith, you see, celebrating a big lead for the Nevada Hot Dice. 9-3, somewhat of a surprise. Here's Roller Rules.
I'm Sean Corbin, head official of the World Skating League. I figured it's time you learn the rules from someone who actually knows the rules.
The most important job for a referee is to determine how many points are scored on a jam. A point is scored every time a jammer laps an opposing skater. Here Denise Roden is passing members of the California Quakes. Although she passes them several times, she only receives 1 point for each one that's lapped. Here, Loden with Debbie Rice past Brooke Sunderman. But before Rice falls off the jam, Sunderman passes her back. Does Rice get the point? Yes, she does. Because once she passes the other skater, the point is there for good. Now you know the rule.
And the woes continue for Mark D'Amato and the enforcers. We'll be back with the men right after this. It's Nevada Hot Dice 9, the New York Enforcers 3. Welcome back, everyone, to RollerJam Arena as we get ready to start the second period. The first period, certainly a surprise to me. The Nevada Showgirls really took it to the Sisters of Suffering.
Well, the Sisters of Suffering right now are feeling some of that showgirl sizzle. And in the first period, Ken, you're absolutely right. The key play, I think, from the first period was we saw a whip by Cooper, a whip by Brown to Hart and Smith, respectively. 2 points for each of them, 4 points total. Puts them on top, 9-3. Great play of the Nevada Hot Dice.
Now, our Broadway Danny Wolf is standing by with what I imagine must be a concerned Mark D'Amato.
All right, Mark, you're coming off obviously the most embarrassing loss in league history. I mean, you still have a yoke on your forehead.
What are you talking about?
Your loss to the Rustlers last time you played them.
Oh, you want to bring that up? You want to bring that up?
Well, you're not going to take the Hot Dice as lightly as the Rustlers, I bet.
Listen to me. Listen to me. I am focused on the Founders Cup. I will do whatever I have to do. I have made that clear all season that I will. The Hot Dice don't mean anything to me. Bad is bad, bad is good, whatever. The Founders Cup is all I'm focused on. And when I win that cup, I'm going to crack it over your head.
I thought we were pals.
I don't think D'Amato likes Danny Wolf, but I don't know that Mark D'Amato likes anyone. Starting for the Enforcers, the Blockers, Mark D'Amato, Brian Gamble, and Tim Washington. The Jammers, Fred Eichhorn and John Morrissey. Jamming for the Nevada Hot Dice, Christian Salvia and Micah Martin. The Blockers, Richard Brown, Mark Weber, and Randy Garrett. As we start at the starting line, always John Morrissey loves that upper corner, and he gets that right away to the lead, but Christian Salvia with the elbow is able to slow him down, and right now it's Salvia and John Morrissey out. Following up is Micah Martin and Fred Eichhorn, but these are the two new jammers right now. Salvia, the faster of the two. Morrissey, without question, the crafty veteran. And you see Morrissey sting Salvia getting a little high on the track. Dropped him with the elbow. Morrissey having trouble getting up. Looks like he may have a skate problem. Coming off a little slow. John Morrissey, though, closing on the pack, but not quite as fast. It almost looks like one of the wheels might be a little loose. Morrissey may have to go on for an equipment change. Now dropping back in the rotation. There's Richard Brown focusing in on Morrissey. Sends him right up to the rail. Morrissey not putting up any fight. I think there is definitely a problem. And Salvia goes down for the big elbow from Mark D'Amato as we come around. A very physical starting off period, but that's pretty much what we've expected. And now Morrissey snakes down underneath, picks up 4 points very quickly, pulls New York back to within 2.
Well, speaking of loose wheels, I think you got about 4 loose wheels in the squad skates of Mark D'Amato, but John Morrissey, typical Enforcer fashion. Christian Salvia is faster than anybody on the Enforcer team, Kim, and Morrissey took him down a little bit later. Mark D'Amato kept him from scoring. Great Enforcer played his first jam out.
9-7, and certainly the Enforcer men not wanting to let the Nevada Hot Dice get out to a big lead, and they've accomplished that. Now it's number 15. This is Dan Gavani out for New York, and as they come up around the pack, you see the very quick speed of Jason McDaniel.